Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today we are talking because the ratings are in, you guys, and we're going to drag the ratings, you guys, because that's what we do. If you're new here, we review these ratings for the show and a few other shows, but nonetheless, we were tracking in particular this show because of the blackout, because of the fake storylines, because of the false narratives and painting the men as, victims and painting the women as aggressors and all of these things. And we were tired of it. And Carlos King was gaslighting everyone into believing, all of this tomfoolery. And it was Marceau that said that he could not wait to see the ratings, and that Mel supporters and the Mellometers do not impact the ratings. And in fact, the ratings are actually higher when people say that they're going to black out, according to him. Carlos King said that nobody is going to tell him how to run his show, how to manage his show. He is going to do what he wants to do, and the fans are going to do what they want to do as well. And so, nonetheless, remember we had this hiatus. Remember we still were missing the ratings the week before the hiatus. We never got the July 20th ratings for whatever reason. I presume because they were low. But we do have ratings, you guys, that have come in for August 17th since the hiatus, you guys, for a few weeks. And it's not good. It is not good at all, like we expect it to be. And let's get to it. So, the last episode, you guys, August 17th, the forecast, sunny or shady, came in at 170,000 viewers, you guys. So this is the first episode this season, you guys, that the, show did not even crack 200,000 views. It's like, how low can you go? And can you go even lower? And also, the demo was low as well. Demo was at 0.05, you guys. So just very embarrassing numbers. Very embarrassing for the self-proclaimed king of reality TV and all of these things. It's just ugly. It is just ugly out here. But nobody has anyone to blame but themselves. Like I said, the issues, it starts at the top, you guys. It absolutely starts at the top with how this show has completely just taken a turn for the worse. All of the dark energy, all of the malicious, backhanded, and sabotaging that is taking place on all levels, and the audacity to expect fans to still tune in every week and see what's what. No. We told, we said, starting off this season, painting Martel as a victim when he knew that there was a warrant out for his arrest, but conveniently turns himself in the first day of filming for this current season, as if it was like a shocker, having his kids there to be there as support to gain sympathy was epic fail. And also everything else that played out. Carlos King trying to present his podcast, trying to present himself as a cast member the first few episodes on the show. The ambush and the way that Sonny and Moses were introduced to the show. No bueno. Also, then leaving out, because remember originally Tasha K, that interview was supposed to be on the show. Remember that? Remember Tasha K slipped up and spilled that she was supposed to make an appearance, and that got the kibosh. That got axed. And nonetheless, we ended up just seeing a fluff scene with Martel, Maurice, and Marceau, in which they call themselves trying to hold Martell accountable for the Tasha K interview and kept saying blogger, but we knew who they were talking about. And then that was when Martell decided to blame the millimeters. That also was when the beginning episodes, Letitia and Destiny were already setting up, blaming the millimeters and trying to come for their appearance and all these things at the podcast event with Carlos. And, then we have, of course, Marceau's message to the news that Martell is his brother who was arrested. Remember the cast, they were all gossiping, oh, maybe it's just a text message and all these things, even though Martell is showing everyone alleged text message or the revenge P, right? Showing the cast that a screen grab, and then we had the brother that's not on the show, the Scott brother that's not on the show, telling everyone that would listen that he has all the receipts and was asking for Mel and everybody to have a sit down, you guys, and everybody to show their phones, right, on display of what everyone's phones have, right? Can you make it make sense? And then we had the, Sonny, Moses, and Destiny saga, right? That nobody cares about, right? Because we still have questions about the demise of Destiny's marriage to LeBaric, right? But we know now that, Destiny was found guilty, right? She was found guilty, and if she adheres to, paying the nearly $20,000 that she owes LeBaric within, I believe it's less than 30 days now, right? She has a few weeks left to go. Otherwise, she is going to be thrown in jail, right? And she has to comply, right? Or she's going to have to do that 45-day sentence, right? So there was that. And we had the back and forth. We had the confrontation of Destiny and Moses. We had the confrontation of Destiny and Sonny. And then we have Sonny, who is trying to integrate herself into the group, meeting with Tisha, meeting with Kimmy, going on a double date with Maurice and Kimmy, who are MIA this season as well. Then, of course, we had Nell's birthday party, which was technically our first actual group event of the season. And that was, of course, as well when the rest of the group got to meet Trisha, because we were getting introduced to Trisha and Ken via Stormy. And Stormy, then also brings in Martell. Martell is acting like he has no idea who Trisha is, although he very much does know who she is, as he says in later episodes that she's been to his house a few times, even though he tried to play like he didn't know her, and Trisha was in her feelings about it. So that was kind of like the lay of the land, right? That was kind of like the first half of the season, right? And then they would bring in Mel for these spot scenes. We're not seeing anything about these people's lives, right? But then we're also getting the closure of Black with the QUE, right? We're getting that scene in which they wanted to blame the bloggers. They wanted to blame people just randomly calling and complaining about their establishment from people who've never been to Huntsville, who've never even been to Black with a QE, only for it to find out that it was their local other vendors that are around them that had issues with the parking permit. There was issues with the company with the sales tax and what they were writing off. It was not appropriate. And also the fact that their liquor license was expired, but they had the audacity to get on social media, including Tisha's mom, to say that the bloggers were lying and that Black with the QUE was open. But you're literally filming a scene that says the opposite, right? So everybody's over this, right? Then we have Martell telling Chris Fletcher, calling Nell a side chick and all these things. So per Chris, he personally requested to have a scene to hold Martell accountable, that you're not going to call his now wife of decades now a side chick anymore. That's not the case, right? And then we had a family segment of the Fletchers, right? Because now all of a sudden Nell is concerned about the thousands and thousands of dollars that are going out to the adult children who supposedly have jobs, who supposedly are supposed to be independent people, but are relying on their parents for all these things, right? So they suggest therapy, right? And so then we have a therapy episode featuring the family and everything else, and we have the kids trolling on social media about said therapy and that they're going to continue to spend their parents' money and all of the things, right? So there was that. Stormy is playing instigator this season. She's not really showing much of herself. She'll film random scenes at the warehouse, but is not really discussing her actual business, right? Which, fast forward to now, it's just the irony for me, right? But nonetheless, she basically inserted herself at the beginning of the season in regards to Martel's arrest, was having scenes with Nell and others, had a scene with Mel, basically trying to, I guess, keep the peace. But nonetheless, that was when she also was going to invite Mel for the Lovers and Friends Valentine's Day event that she knew that she was going to have Martel at. And Mel said, thanks, but no thanks. I will not be attending. And so I think that might have been a reshoot scene now that I'm thinking about it, because remember back around that time where Mel said that she had Super Bowl paid commitments, and then she said that they wanted her to come into work, so she had to cancel those, commitments, only for her to find out it was supposed to be an ambush, that it was supposed to be a setup where Martel was supposed to ambush her about the arrest and all the things. And so nonetheless, she did not clock in that day, or at least didn't clock in to attend that particular event, right? And remember, of course, Maurice and Tisha were filming in Atlanta, the Black with a Kiwi Expo. However, it still has not made it to air. I'm not sure if that's one of the things that's not going to make it to air this season. I guess more to come on that. Also, the original Mimosas with Mel, there were no LMAH cameras there either, which was the fundraiser for Hill Harper's Senate run, right? So there have been things that have been in the works that have been filming that are not making the show, right? And then also we had Sonny and Moses, who were being shown a house that basically the entire garage was the house, because it was a Martel special with no builder's license. And, you have Chris there, you have Martel there trying to show Moses and Sonny the property, and they're saying thanks but no thanks, essentially. They'll make it happen another way. Then we have Martel and Destiny scenes where Martel is in a robe and he's trying to instigate that, it's all business, his dealings with Sonny and Moses and all these things. Then we have, more recently, Destiny's upset with Kimmy on this double date because Tisha throws her under the bus, right? And then we had the climax, you guys, of all of the episodes thus far, which was the sit down between Mel and Marceau, in which Mel and Marceau, have some words, because Mel's upset that Tisha's mom is still going after her on social media, as well as Marceau's brother's going after her and Mama Van. And they're going back and forth on whose fault it is of who knew Martel first, which I don't think matters. And, all of these things and trying to throw shade that, you married him and you had kids with him and blah, 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 blah. But you gave a statement to the news. Marceau is trying to say that his friend worked at the news. So therefore, they were just trying to get an exclusive and all these things. And then, then that was when Marceau again wanted to bring up the millimeters, wanted to complain about the millimeters and say that they're a cult and that they're all these things. They're deplorable. And that was when Mel told Marceau, listen, I don't know these people. I do not know the millimeters. I don't know these supporters and all these things. And how are you going to ask me to hold somebody accountable, hold strangers accountable, but your mother-in-law and your brother are talking greasy about me on 24/7, right? And so furthermore, with that, Marceau takes that conversation back to Tisha. And, Tisha, gets in her feelings, but Mel can control the millimeter. She can, tell them what to do because she tells them to activate. Again, 0 receipts on that. So nonetheless, we then have, the big confrontation of Trisha with the girls at the gym, because that's a new filming location. And that essentially is when Trisha is fumbling over her words and is saying that, her and Martel never made it to the gym and that he reached out to her in the DMs. We have the appearance of the husband, Marquez, how he's admitting to Marceau that he left his family and all the things. However, he is in his feelings about Ken basically saying that he's the daddy now, that he's the father that stepped in, and nobody is legally divorced though, right? Nobody legally is divorced. So for me, like I said, there's team nobody in all of this, right? Everybody is on some clownery as far as I'm concerned. But nonetheless, we then have, this other event per the last episode where Mel does her big one. She invites the people, for this girls trip and all the things. We have this sit down where everybody is discussing, the timeline of Ken and Trisha and all of the things. And, people feel a way that Mel is sticking up for, Ken and Trisha, and all of a sudden is, doesn't see an issue with men and women talking of the opposite sex that are married. And then Tisha makes the messy comment in the confessionals, well, maybe Martel wasn't lying, right? But never has the balls to say this to Mel's face, right? And then we also get the Mel and Sunny scene in which she also is inviting Sunny on this girls trip as well, but also says that the cast is being hypocrites, that they're riding behind Destiny, that Destiny should be the one supported and all these things, even though Destiny got involved with Moses herself when she knew Moses also was either in a committed relationship / marriage. But that was okay, right? For her to be flued out on the weekends and hook up, she was comfortable with that. She has not denied that to this day, right? But has known him for 15 years. So, and got married in between the 15 years of knowing Moses. So also, says essentially that when she was going through what she went through with Martel, that Kimmy was, basically saying that the side chick was cool, was bigging her up, always was saying that Martel was a good man and all of these things. She didn't have the support where people were backing, Mel, who at the time was the wife, right? Which is what Kimmy's all about, is, right, team wife, right? And that didn't happen, right? She didn't get the backing. She didn't get the support. Everyone ran to Martel. So then that created all this fallout because everybody was like, well, why aren't you supporting Destiny in the situation? But Mel explained it. Mel's like, listen, these people aren't married. They don't have kids. This was an entanglement at best. There was no commitment here, right? Now, as far as the timelines aren't timelining, but nonetheless, in comparison to what I went through, it's interesting how the cast is going hard in the paint for Destiny, especially Kimmy, who does not like Destiny, who has said to her face, I do not like you, and I'm never going to like you, and you're not going to buy my friendship. But now that she has to be on Tisha's side for everything, she has to be in the Tisha alliance or else, she has to be in the Team Scott alliance or else, now all of a sudden she has to make do because she went on a secret double date with Sunny and Moses. Now everything has to be on the up and up, right? So that was that. But, basically Mel's calling out the hypocrisy, right? That now all of a sudden you want to be team somebody that you're not really cool with, but you knew me, and you did not want to be cool with me. You decided to choose Martel. And that is the issue that I have, is that these people and these alliances and these friendships, they are so biased, and they're never about who is right and who is wrong. It's about who I'm friends with, which is not how you should function as a human being. If somebody is doing somebody wrong, regardless if it is a friend or a family, it deserves to be called out. It deserves to be held accountable. But this cast said, you know what? Since we're jealous of Mel, since we don't like how successful Mel is, since we don't like the fact that she didn't take that deal, that, 40-acre deal or whatever it was, right? That was supposed to make us all millionaires, because she decided to dip out of the comeback group, because she decided to not be a speaker, because we didn't want to pay her for the first annual Black with the QUE Expo in Huntsville. We don't care. Right? We don't care what happens to her. We don't care how Martel treats her. As long as Martel doesn't expose us. We don't even care about the side chick exposing us, right? Because nonetheless, she's not on the show. But we'll still talk about her anyways because we need screen time. But now that Martel has put out there about an alleged hooking up with the same girls as Marceau at the same time, allegedly. And now throwing out under the bus that Letitia allegedly hooked up with one of Martel's boys, allegedly. And Maurice tries to come in and play interference and all of these things. Now all of a sudden they're anti-Martel again. Well, at least they were at the latest Mimosas with Mel filming, because the show's still filming and apparently coming back after another hiatus of 15 episodes, but I don't know how that's going to work with 170,000 people tuning in. But with that being said, Marceau made it seem to, the people that went that he was off Martel. Except for, there was a picture that was posted the other day that featured none other than Marceau in a suit next to none other than Martel, you guys. Also with Chris Fletcher and Lance Fletcher, you guys. So nonetheless, it's all, fun and games with these people. These people are going to film with who they're going to film with, whatever the wind is going to blow, whatever is going to get them screen time. So nonetheless, there is that. You guys have all of that. Let's drag the ratings. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.